Hey y'all, my name is Jessie Johnson and I coach spiritual entrepreneurs in building 7-figure businesses. And in this video, I'm gonna help you understand how to better work with difficult feelings in sales calls so that you can close more sales, experience more emotional freedom, and actually serve your clients and potential clients even more.
Everything you want is already here.
Let's just talk about difficult feelings. What am I even talking about? Triggers, defensiveness, resistance, obstacles, objections, right? All these things are almost inevitable in a sales conversation. And when you feel like there's something wrong with that, then you're gonna fight when you need to get curious. You're gonna argue when you need to join. You're gonna defend when you need to just open and welcome someone in deeper. So being resilient in the face of negative emotions, whether they're yours or the person you're speaking to, is an essential mastery in order to really show up in the present moment. Your emotional range, in other words, the amount of range that you allow yourself to experience emotionally, determines how comfortable you'll be with other people's emotional expression. So if you have a block around anger, that's gonna limit your capacity to hold space for your clients when they're angry. If you don't fully know how to receive love, then you're gonna struggle to support your clients in receiving love or receiving attention or receiving guidance and help. So a sales conversation is not only a place where your emotional range will be demanded, but it's also a place where you can develop your emotional range because you know that people are going to bring things to you that you haven't necessarily experienced before. Just as an example, when I was teaching high school math, I had never been treated that way before. Within the first week of my working in New York City public school classrooms, I had kids call me names I'd never been called before. I had people disrespect me in ways I'd never been disrespected before. The amount of angst, anger, aggression, resentment, frustration, sense of failure, just the huge range of negative emotions was just thrown at me like spaghetti against the wall. And the tool that I learned in the process of spending ultimately 12 years working with that population was curiosity. To ask myself, whenever negative emotions arose, whether they were mine or one of my students or colleagues, to ask myself, what wants to be seen here? What's really going on here? What is this negative emotion trying to show me or us? What is it trying to say? And when I replaced ambition truthfully with curiosity, when I was willing to put aside my need to be right and just get curious about what was happening in the moment, then everything opened up. And so when I started to do sales, I brought that skill set into my sales conversation and it transformed everything. Now, sales challenged me again because I was getting rejected. It felt very personal. I didn't like that feeling, so it brought up big negative feelings in me. And then chicken or egg, there were always big negative feelings in whoever I was talking to. And so it challenged me to continue to raise the standard on how resilient I was in the face of negative emotions. So I feel you, okay? And I know that not only can you become more resilient, but you can actually use the practice of doing sales to increase your emotional freedom in every area of your life. It's very, very powerful. Let's toggle just a moment and look at another aspect of this, because another common thing that happens in sales conversations when you don't let the negative emotions surface in the way that they're meant to, or in the way that they naturally arise, is that you keep things on the surface. You know that this is happening if the person that you're talking to stays excited the whole time, right? If they're just excitedly talking about their vision, excitedly talking about how they're going to change their lives, excitedly talking about what it's going to be like to hire you, you are setting them up to struggle and fail. Why? Because they need to know that the whole emotional range is going to be part of whatever experience they say yes to. It doesn't matter how good you are at your job. It doesn't matter how committed they are to change. They will be challenged. They will have struggles. They will have difficult feelings. And in fact, you want them to. right? That's what we're here to experience, the whole range. So in order to set them up for success, it's really important that you give them an experience of the whole emotional range in your sales conversation. So if they're struggling to look at the darkness, you want to help guide them there. Like, where is this going to challenge you? Where are you going to struggle? Where are you going to want to run and hide? What's going to scare you? Help them look at the truth of whatever negative emotions they're avoiding. And just be mindful, right? Because it can feel really good when somebody's just really excited about what they're gonna do and they're really excited to hire you. That feels good. You don't really wanna go look at the dark stuff, right? It's like, why throw rain on a beautiful birthday party? But it's really important, because if they're willing to go with you to the darkness, if they're willing to look at that material with you, with your support, then that creates a foundation that will literally guarantee the relationship can move through that kind of challenge when it arises in the work that you're doing. So really, really important points. You want to make sure that they experience big emotional range in the conversation. And in order to do that, you have to be willing to hold big emotional range. All emotions are service. All emotions are data. Right? Everything that's arising is arising for your benefit and the person that you're talking to. So stay curious, stay open, and use your sales to expand your emotional freedom. I want to give you one more resource about this because I know you're going to have more questions. So I am attaching in the description box the new ebook on the 5 obstacles that entrepreneurs face when building 7-figure businesses. I want you to click that link, download that book, and read it. And really be honest with yourself about how you relate to each of those 5 obstacles, because I know every entrepreneur that I know, including myself, has them. So I think it's gonna really help you a lot. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. You guys are freaking epic. I can't wait to see what you do in the world. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and use the comments to tell us how we can serve you even more. What questions come up when you listen to this video? What other ideas do you have about how you can use difficult feelings to increase your service and enjoy the journey?
Everything you want is already